Hello there, everyone. My name is Octavian. Welcome to another episode of 100 Casts, and it has been a while, hasn't it? It's good to be back, though. It's good to be back. In a irregular schedule, I have to say. I can't make any promises about how often I'll be able to get these videos uploaded, but I can promise that I will be finishing out 100, and that it will be done in far greater style and with much more aplomb, at least in technical quality. Ooh, actually, hang on. We have a Rengar Meowsers leaping in on a Crude here, coming out of the bush one more time. Kruxel, actually, that's not a D, that's an XL at the end. Kruxel is getting chunked quite low, but with no more bushes around, the kitty cat no longer has the urge to hop, and so Kruxel will be able to set up his desk and make his way back home to base. Meowsers, having committed to that Q first, is not going to be able to toss a Bola Strike to stop him. But as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by pre-1 minute fighting in the top lane between Rengar and Draven, not a sentence I expected today, I do have a much better setup right now. You may be able to tell the quality difference in not only the video but also the audio, as while I'm using the same mic, I've got a boom and a pop filter and all of those fancy devices that make me feel like I'm in an actual recording studio. I mean, it's still the shoutcasting that matters. What is going on here? And for baddies, it's HS Joshy Boy martyring himself to those Krugs that matters. He got the best leash of his life, and all he had to do was sit there in the bush AFK for it. Seriously, give that Thresh a medal. He's going to be going to lane with half health, though. That's a little bit risky. Well, not quite with half health, but that's because he's chosen to burn some resources on it. That is one biscuit eaten, and biscuits are pretty important in the bottom lane, especially if you take the time, per se, in the mastery tree to spec into them. Take the resources, rather. It makes them all the more valuable. You don't want to give up those biscuits easily, and Joshy Boy has had to burn through 2 already. This is looking kind of rough, even against something as unconventional, perhaps, as a Nidalee support. Meowser's going to be leaping in onto a minion wave. Kruxel, though, is going to turn this one around, take huge advantage of that misstep, and Meowser's is forced to flash away, going a little bit over-aggressive there. It wasn't quite a 1v1, not if you take into account all the tiny, terrifying minions surrounding that Draven, backing him up. Rengar overestimating his own ability there to jump on the AD carry. You're not quite at the point where you can take on Draven like you could perhaps in that cinematic, and that'll actually be the first blood going to top lane. Oh no! Draven is the exact wrong person to give 400 gold to at 3 minutes. You want to avoid giving that man gold as much as possible because he will turn it into sharper, spikier, more deadly axes. Here comes baddies from the side. The stun does not quite land. If it was fired out at all, I didn't actually see the cocoon there. Now Universe looking to clean up Meowser's mess is going to come into the top lane. Go in for the 1, the 2, and the 3. The spear rocket is flying forwards, but now it's forced to retreat. This Draven is just pushing everyone out of his face, making them stand aside. And, well, I kind of want to give the credit, again, to the minions in that wave. Draven's got to be sharing his gold paycheck with his minion wave later on this game. They deserve it, man. They did a lot of damage, not only to the Rengar in that first blood fight, but also to Xin Zhao in the attempted cleanup gank. Report Orgot gonna be hooked in, flayed just into the tower range, but at the same time, as a minion, these minions are heroes this game. So Report Orgot does not take the tower hit, instead turning this one around onto George Bush bot. The Ignite is burning, and Nidalee will pick up the kill. 1 for 1 on the board now between the two teams. Aetherwolf looks to get a bit of a skirmish in the mid lane for himself. This is another episode of 100 Casts, by the way, for those of you unfamiliar with the series, which probably isn't too many of you, given that we're on the 70th episode now. I had enough foresight to go and check the numbers before going into this one, so I didn't make a fool of myself saying the wrong one, as I've done so many times in the past. But 100 Cast is a series where I shoutcast over just regular games of League of Legends played by friends and fans alike. Be they ranked, be they normals, whatever you want, I will give it my voice. I'll go ahead and talk about your video games for you. As we have some more attempted skirmishes in the bottom lane. Joshy Boy, now with no more biscuits left to his name and not very much health regeneration, is sticking around in this bottom lane anyways. looking to try and make something of this low health enemies, laners. And you know, I can't blame the guy when you're Thresh and you've got a hook just itching to be tossed out at a half health Nidalee. I can really, I can understand that urge. And there it goes. Report Urgot gonna be played underneath the tower and no minion around to tank the aggro this time. George Bush Bot is gonna pick up that kill with an easy 1-2 passive strike. Oh, Give Graves a Cigar is getting flashed onto now. The exhaust comes down as well. The net does not quite provide the damage, and George Bush Bot with a flash of his own will follow it up with a Q and pick up the kill. Now, a dive in top lane as Kruxel tosses out the Whirling Death. Meowsers neatly sidesteps the secondary half of that. The return damage not going to be bringing him down. And is going to get a bit of health back from his W, the empowered version, of course. Now, this mid lane. This, actually, let's talk about Blue Team's team comp, as we didn't really get a chance to do that quite yet. And it's a very interesting one. We've got 3 AD carries, a jungler, and a support. That's really all you can say about this, as it does seem like mid lane Ezreal is not going AP, which could have been the only screwball thrown at us. Is going blue Ezreal, most likely, with the tier 1st item. And, of course, Draven is building a BF sword, and Lucian, I imagine, will be buying something similar. This is going to be scary powerful in terms of damage in the late game. No sweat about that. They have huge damage output and at quite a bit of range as well, given that that's what AD carries generally do. George Bush Bot taking a bit of jungle for himself from baddies. Earns himself some question mark pings for his effort. Not a very happy Elise there. Oh, Aetherwolf coming in for the duel on a Milky Sham. The Arcane Shift just in time to dodge the stun. Pretty expected, that trade. And speaking of trades, Meowsers is on the receiving end of a poor one in the top lane. He does get his ult up just in time. Perhaps is going to be forced to use that to try and escape here. He doesn't want to use it, though. Doesn't want to activate it. Hops to a minion to get himself to safety. And Draven will give up pursuit. Perhaps he saw the Xin Zhao coming through mid. Perhaps he just didn't want to chase the kitty any further. Milky Sham, potentially AFK. No, he shifts away in time. He was standing still for an unreasonable amount of time. I think he might have disconnected for a short few moments there. Unfortunate, but there's not too much you can do about it. This is solo queue, or not solo queue anymore, dynamic queue, pardon me. And such things do happen. It was definitely to Meowser's benefit that he was able to save that ulti. There's the Ignite, there's the stand aside though, and it's not going to be helping him there at all. Kruxel with the solo Draven dive onto a Rengar under the turret. Not a sentence you get to have the joy of saying every so often. Universe takes a big chunk of damage as he gets into a duel over this crab here. Report Urgot going to be hooked backwards by HS Joshy Boy, who's just kind of on the fringes of the fight, trying to make something happen, but nobody's around to follow up. Milky Sham now with no more mana is in potential danger of getting dove by Aetherwolf, but this Echo is not going to be going for that particular dive, at least not until Xin Zhao shows up to finish it off. Never mind. Time Warner finished it off. What am I talking about? I can't predict the future. That's Echo's job. HS Joshy Boy now, all alone without a team to support him, is going to skulk his way into the mid lane, and I suppose get some XP. But in the end, that is a fairly favorable trade for Red Team. Even if it was a support Nidalee who got most of the kills there. 2 and 1 with Sorcerer's Shoes. I know you folks can't see me, but when I say support Nidalee, trust, I am doing air quotes. Support. Trust me, I'm support. Ooh, the culling comes through. Doesn't quite steal away the blue buff, but might just take it from Universe's dead corpse. Oh no! Little minion from the blue buff camp, saving Uni's life from that hook over the wall. But not saving his life from George Bush Bot's mobility. That'll be a dash in from Lucian. And a killing spree for our favorite color of the undead. Some really nice tower range manipulation from Kruxel here, as he comes in for a few bouncing axes and just about escapes before the tower has time to retaliate. This has been a well-managed top lane from Draven, and it really does show. Ooh! In not only the kills, but also the CS. That is double CS numbers for Draven up here. That's a lot of adoration stacks he's got, and he's managed to cash in a few times. Oh, baddies, that's a turret. You're taking some damage there, buddy. He's down below half health. HS Joshy Boy as well. Report Urgot is stemming the tide of blue team as they push in bottom lane, and just about dodging hooks by the hair on his tail. Every once in a while. He's going aggressive, actually. Leaping forwards in a 3v1. This Nidalee does not have a care in the world. And it's working out for him. Stand aside, doesn't quite land, but Whirling Death is thrown out anyways. Kruxel going to be flashing forward and at least trading flashes with Rengar, but the Ezreal ult's coming up to the top lane. No, it does not land. Or did it? Yowzer's surviving with barely any hit points as Aetherwolf comes in for the save. There's the Rengar ulti, he leaps in, but at what cost? No, Xin Zhao. The spear with a rocket behind it is able to secure the kill. Draven goes down, and that's some adoration stacks lost, if nothing else. Urgot now trying his best to once again 1v3, but this time at the Dragon Pit. Doesn't have a turret to back him up, but it doesn't matter. I was about to say he's landing the spears, but, you know, he just wants to prove me wrong there. Tosses one way off to the left. Joshy Boy going to be taking the brunt of that one as George Bush Buttles on a rampage with Milky Sham flanking him from behind. Give Graves a cigar is going to be taking his cigar to the grave. Now Aetherwolf coming in, lands a stun onto HS Joshy Boy after murdering Lucy, and there's the triple. Can he get the quadra? No, he attacked the dragon instead. Universe knows what to do here, though. He's going to hit the right target. It's that ward, ladies and gentlemen. That was the priority. He knocks that ward way up into the sky and tumbles it into pieces on the ground. This has been a fun match, my friends. 7-7 even now, going into the 10-minute mark, with 14 kills across the Summoner's Rift. That is a bloody-ass match right there, if you'll pardon my French. Meowsers now in the top lane, tosses out a bolas. Kruxel standing potentially AFK, or was it just a genius bait? No, I think he had the shop open or something along those lines. As he takes more than half his health for free. He does have a Vampiric Scepter to get a lot of that back, though. Every spinning axe with that bonus AD is going to heal him for a significant chunk, between 50 and 100, I'd imagine. Yeah, there it is, 62, looks like. 62, 38, a good amount. Kruxel will be able to easily sustain back through this lane, and even that poor trade that he took, even being literally AFK, or in the shop or something like that for a good 3 or 4 seconds, wasn't enough to lose him this lane. That's how much of a lead he's got right now. It's rough for Meowsers. That doesn't mean he can't come back. Rengar, simply because of his ability to make plays elsewhere, is okay with losing lanes sometimes. It's never fun, but he can manage. As Report Urgot and Give Graves a cigar don't quite manage that trade, taking a lot of damage here. Report Urgot, without any CC to his name, is not really holding up to this Thresh in terms of the lane, but when Joshy Boy misses his hooks, it doesn't matter how many of them he has. George Bushbot tossing in some damage on Report Urgot is going to go down to Give Graves a cigars, though. Actually, no, that was the Nidalee, and this kill, nope. These players just trying to prove me wrong at every step of the journey. Baddies gets jumped on by Aetherwolf, was not expecting him to clone backwards through time. Time Warner comes out and Aetherwolf is unstoppable at this point, a moniker he has well deserved after that triple kill. Kruxel now next on his list, will get stunned up, he gets the shield back, and that is going to be Universe 7242, providing the last spear hit to take down the Draven. Milky Sham now coming in for some damage onto Report Urgot in the bottom lane, trying to clean up this mess that his bottom laners made. One more Arcane Shift, or just a flash, might get him these kills. They are both so low, but the heal's going to keep them alive, and they'll both escape. Oh no, that feels so bad. It feels so, so bad for this Ezreal, who's really lacking on damage right now, and you saw it there. The Tear and the Glacial Shroud, or pardon me, not Glacial Shroud. Glacial Shroud, what am I talking? Don't second guess yourself, Oct. The Tear and the Glacial Shroud they don't really provide any damaging stats right now, and Milky Sham is just relying on the mid to late game power spike that the eventual Manamune is going to give him. I'm really actually rather surprised at the Glacial Shroud rush after Tear, instead of picking up some damage or finishing the Manamune if possible. Aetherwolf is dominating, and this is why. The Echo is really fed right now. 6-0 and 2 with the Lichbane completed and probably enough gold in the bank to finish off another item soon. Aetherwolf is the big threat to Milky Sham. To be fair, Milky Sham's very good at dodging Echo engages, but any damage that he's going to be taking in a 1v1 is going to be mostly magic damage, so the armor pickup, while mana is nice in lane and the cooldown reduction is also good, it just doesn't make too much sense to me. Not at this point. Building Glacial Shroud, certainly, on Blue Ez is a good idea, but build order matters as much as build items, and I think Milky Sham's made a error here. And not just because it didn't net him those bottom lane kills. I mean, that's a specific circumstance. I'm just talking about the general play of this game. What is Report Urgot doing? Report Nidalee as the dive underneath the turret goes horribly wrong. Aetherwolf is able to clean up something from it, And baddies might be going down as well, just to the raw damage output of a Rengar and a Xin Zhao, even when one of them's behind. But that was a very strange play from Nidalee, leaping under the turret with no CC landed. I think even the spear didn't connect. It was just a trap. Brave Nidalee play, but it does pan out in the end simply because Aetherwolf is so incredibly strong right now on Echo. This damage is insane. Kruxel, though, has the backup of Joshy Boy and is not going to be going down easily. There's the flash forward. Oh, but he's going to regret that almost instantly. He does get the shutdown gold from the Whirling Death. But Echo is getting rapidly out of hand here, folks. 7-1, and is making the plays to bring his team back into the game. Rengar now 2-4, has some gold to his name, has been able to farm up a little bit more, and will eventually become a threat to this triple AD carry composition. I mean, that is a Rengar's dream right there. Three marksmen to leap on. 3 people to give heart attacks with exclamation points out of the blue. Or the green, as most of the map is. I suppose if you're in the river. Report Urgot is looking for the flank here. The spear lands onto a minion, and so he does not follow up. Universe 7242 now caught out in a 2v1, gets exhausted, looks to try and just turn his raw damage output into a kill onto Joshy Boy, but Joshy Boy has enough tools at his disposal to avoid that sort of turnaround. And now gives Graves a cigar, is looking to potentially get a kill here, potentially feed himself into the jaws of death. It's all going to come down to that Thresh hook, which just about missed. Baddies, though, will find his way to safety from a lantern as Kruxel goes mighty aggro on the enemy backline. And there's really nothing to stop him here. Report Urgot, without much CC, is not going to be able to stop him from coming in for the kills, but Kruxel will be able to stop himself by diving way too far underneath the turret. Now, Aetherwolf, caught by a hook, will tumble his way away. As Rengar, free pushing in the top lane, closes out the CS gap a little bit, but more importantly, picks up a turret for his team. Some more global gold in the pockets of, well, everyone. Well, there's another hook onto Report Urgot. Joshy Boy might regret that, though, as Report Urgot follows it up gladly, getting the kill underneath the turret as Aetherwolf tanks his way through a turret shot with that parallel convergence. He's waiting around the corner, potentially. No, he was just using the shorter wall on the side of the Raptor pit to get to safety. Milky Sham dodges away, or rather continues walking away in a straight line from the Piltover, dodges the spear by an inch! Oh, Milky Sham, you are toying with death itself here as Report Urgot is looking for this spear. This is a hungry Nidalee. There's the Q. Milky Sham lands the skill shots, but he still has no damage. Good lord, even with the sheen on the squishy Nidalee who built no armor. A little bit of health, but that's it. I mean, Milky Sham is really, really weak right now. And that's Universe? Universe? He's diving! He's going into the turret! A few more shots to the noggin will just about bring him down as he gets stunned underneath. Aetherwolf now trying his best to run away will give up another shutdown on the enemy team, and Red Team looking a little bit scattered and tattered are beginning to give back some kills that they really don't need to. As Universe, I'm gonna say maybe he had the shop open there or something. He walked right past the Elise, who by the way is building full damage. Full damage. I mean, I suppose Blue Team does need some sort of AP threat, but I don't really think they need that more than they need a tank. The meta right now just calls for tanks. It pleads for them. It begs for them. You need a tank on your team. It's very difficult to win without one, but here comes Report Urgot and Meowsers in to deal, to deal with Kruxel's attempted steal in the top lane, as Give Graves a good cigar tries to deal with Blue Team's take of the Baron, the Dragon rather, pardon me. But does so unsuccessfully. George Bushbot dashing about for little to no reason is going to regret using that right there. The Relentless Pursuit being down means that he can't escape that Xin Zhao. And now Aetherwolf coming in on a Milky Sham looking to proc his passive, get the speed buff, get the slow. Milky Sham, Arcane shifts over the wall as the Time Winder does not connect. There's the dash and there's the tumble though. And Aetherwolf will finally pick up the kill he so desperately desired there. Now tumbling through a Thresh wall, he'll find his way into a double. And with that, Red Team's going to be able to easily push out the mid lane. Did the Void Herald just kill it? Is that really what... A minion Rift Herald has slain Rift Herald. Did you guys see that in chat? Look at that. 1945, a minion Rift Herald has slain Rift Herald. I've never seen that announcement in-game. That must be a spectator-only thing. That the Rift Herald just commits suicide at 20 minutes. I'm sorry, a team fight happened there. And I was so distracted. I didn't even notice. That's great. I love Riot. I love their spaghetti code. How do we make it so the Rift Herald gets replaced with Barret? We'll just make it kill itself. Just literally kill itself. And then it announces it to the whole damn world. Alright. Well, there was a team fight in the mid lane, and through many shenanigans, which I will not go over, partially because I was too distracted to notice some of them, Red Team seems to have come out on top, and it looks like they're looking to try and get even more of a lead here as George Bushbot dashing forward as Nagamil to take down Give Graves' cigar before Meowsers brings him to his knees. Now Milky Sham in a lot of trouble with Rengar on his tail, and Give Graves' cigar tossing in a few bullets of his own is going to go down for the double kill. Is this Meowsers' way back into this game? Potentially. And potentially not, as more shutdown gold and more adoration stacks go over to Cruxel. Who I think I just now said his name right, as that is an E and not an A. Urgot gets hooked forward for a bouncing blade off the noggin. Another one to the back. It's going to send him scattering, or maybe not. And this Nidalee support build is, I can truthfully say, this Nidalee support build is the most interesting Nidalee support build I have ever seen. That is a Jareem's Fist right there. Maybe going into a Sterax? Report Urgot getting hooked underneath the turret. There is one more final axe to try and send him on his way, but he actually heals through it. And from the side, Whirling Death does not quite land Aetherwolf. Meanwhile, split pushing in bottom lane, nobody here to contest him. Gets quite a bit of damage onto that turret as Report Urgot actually makes it away once again. This is the slipperiest Nidalee the Summer's Rift ever did see. George Bushbot getting bursted away by Aetherwolf. He's going to go ahead and ult back to safety. Leave the kill for his Time Winder to pick up and then jump onto Milky Sham's face to dissuade him from taking down Nidalee. And now once more we have another duel, this time in the top lane between Meowsers and Baddies. The Kitty Cat and the Spider Lady. Baddies is gonna toy with death there as the cocoon did land, but he turned around for the Q. Meowsers now invisible, waiting for the opportune time to strike. He finds it once his cooldowns are up, and that'll be a kill to Rengar. A little bit over-aggressive from Baddies, and also just kind of an error in builds. The full AP Elise, I know I just talked about this a little while ago, but the full AP Elise, right in that situation, was kind of shown why it's a little bit poor right now. There's just so much damage on the enemy team that Elise is just going to melt. Even in a 1v1 against the Rengar that lost lane, this Elise melts. And not only because of the build, but also because of the build, plus the fact that it was an underfed version of AP Elise. And carry builds are always much, much worse when they're underfed. That is the... Whoa! Flash into the hook from Joshy Boy, even despite the 90 caliber net, is going to be catching on to the Caitlyn. Some flashes burned in response, though will keep Graves safe for now, or give Graves a cigar safe for now. It's always confusing when players have champion names in their names. Oh, Milky Sham gonna be going down to Report Urgot in a series of events that we didn't get to see the full extent of. Joshy Boy now landed on the Piltover Peacemaker. Here comes the ace in the hole from over the wall to damage him a bit more for Report Urgot to finish him off. And Cruxel, caught off to the side, will easily go down to Echo. And while I did say earlier that 380 carries is a Rengar's wet dream, it is also an Echo's, especially if that is a full AP mid lane Echo. And I suppose even if that's not a full AP mid lane Echo, as it looks like Aetherwolf is going slightly, with a slight peppering of Bruiser in his build. That is a Dead Man's Plate, ladies and gents, and that's quite a good pickup on Echo. Very powerful, as his base damage, thanks in large part due to his passive, is very, very strong. Due to his passive and the fact that you can apply it very quickly with Time Winder. And so you don't really need a okay. Good night, Baddies. Dylan sends that spider to sleep. And we have some more picks. That's what this game has been. I've tried to talk about the sort of matchup of the team comps here, and usually when I talk about that, I talk about how a team fight would play out, you know? Because that's where team comp becomes most important in the what's the word I'm looking for? In the context of a team fight, is when a team comp is most important because you have everyone there, everyone participating, and all of the champions play a role. And if you have someone who doesn't play their role well, or a role that simply isn't filled, it can be a glaring weakness. But there haven't really been any team fights. There's been skirmishes all over the map, constantly, and that's kind of what these comps should evolve into, if you think about it. With 3 really squishy people on one team, and 2 assassins on the other, 3 sort of if you count Report Urgot's Nidalee, who's building this sort of mixture of bruiser and assassin Nidalee. This is what you'd expect to see. You'd expect to see Rengar bursting people down, you'd expect to see Echo bursting people down, and doing it all in solo, isolated environments, maybe 2v2, maybe 3v3s at the most, but 5v5s really don't work for Red Team if they want to play this game out well. There's the Echo ult. Goes actually underneath the enemy turret, but nonetheless it is a safer place than where he was before. And across the map, blue team falling to shreds is going to give up the ace here. 25 minutes into the game, as we get a push onto the middle inhibitor turret. Report Urgot, that is a turret and it hurts quite a bit. That is a tanky Nidalee. Deceptively so. Lots of health gained at this point. Actually, not lots. A good amount of health gained at this point from the Jireem's Fist turned into a Frozen Mallet. And then the Sightstone upgrade and the Ruby Crystal and the armor. That is a really, really tanky Nidalee that's also still going to be doing some respectable damage. I'm honestly a tiny little bit, and I really regret saying this, impressed by this support Nidalee's build. I really didn't think I'd ever say that, but it's a very interesting build for Nidalee. Now the support part, you could take it or leave that, but just the fact of the matter is, this is a Nidalee build that I didn't conceive of, that is doing really well, and is honestly just rather interesting and ingenious. I wish it were a top laner. There's the shutdown goal going over to Kruxel. As we have more dueling in the bottom lane, Universe has one option left here, and he takes it with gusto. Leaping onto Milky Sham, he tries to bring the man down before he falls himself, but there's a Draven waiting in the wings, as well as George Bush's bot, Lucian. It's hard to try and single out the AD carry when there's 3 of them. Aetherwolf gets some good damage onto Kruxel. Aetherwolf gets the kill onto Kruxel! Oh no, and that's what I'm talking about right there. That passive is so strong. Time Wander also does bonus damage on the return, and does some good damage by itself, but he had 2 stacks waiting on Draven. The 3rd got procced by the return, and the bonus damage plus that, it's a fat Echo. It's a 14-2 Echo. 13-2 at the time that kill happened, I suppose. It's a minor technical difference. It's a really, really powerful Echo against 380 carries. He's a kid in a sandbox with all of his favorite toys right now. Spear flies out, doesn't quite land. Parallel convergence, not going to be connecting either, as George Bushbot wants nothing to do with this, but he may have to have something anyways. Report Urgot with the ignite from the distance. He's going to swagger right on out of there. Or perhaps not. Milky Sham is looking to try and interrupt that swagger, but with Echo waiting in the wings, Milky Sham is a bit hesitant. There's the Whirling Death, but that is a deceptively tanky Nidalee who does not go down even to the critical strike. And now gives Graves a cigar, fully healed and raring to go. Chases away Milky Sham as Red Team just sort of swaps the banner out one at a time, over and over. Aetherwolf is actually built surprisingly well for taking turrets as well, as Deadman's Plate and Lichbane both do proc on turrets. Deadman's Plate obviously would only proc pretty much once while pushing a turret, but the Lichbane you could repeatedly proc and get some good damage there. Report Urgot taking a bit too much to be handled, but in return, give Graves a cigar, will take down the enemy jungler. Piltover comes onto Milky Sham, as does Universe 7242, getting some good damage on in there. There's the ulti trying to knock away one of the 80 carries and solo the other one out. That'll be yet another ace for Red Team, as the Nexus turret's under fire. The Nexus now next to fall. This is GG. And perhaps a lesson in why tanks are a good thing. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Octavian. I hope you enjoyed this video, and you know, I'm just going to take a moment here at the end of the video to talk a little bit about the future of this series, maybe this channel, just the future in general. I'm currently, the reason why I took a break, it's manifold, but the main reason was, Draven, I'm trying to have a heart-to-heart here. Can you shush, please, for a moment? Thank you. I moved down to Draven, please. I moved down to Texas from my home state of Massachusetts to live with my girlfriend and also go to school here where it's much less expensive to do so. And getting a job took a little while, and getting all acquainted with Texas, getting all set up in the new apartment house? I'm not sure what to call it. It's sort of on the line between the two. Getting all of that set up, all of the real life things set up, took quite a bit of time, effort, and focus, and so the YouTube channel kind of fell to the back burner. But I have time now. My job is rolling. I'm enjoying it. I'm making good enough money there. I'm able to save. I'm going to be able to go to school. And, well, I hope some of you guys stuck around. I hope some of you guys are still with me. I know I had a few fans before I ended, and, well, here's to you guys. Thank you for watching my videos. I hope you enjoyed them. And I hope I'll see you next time. Octavian out.